I had a deal with the insurance company, which was pretty standard that insurance companies did when they had somebody that was bringing them a lot of business like I was. I was their golden boy. And the insurance company I represented then was People's Home Federal out of Battle Creek, Michigan. And I represented automobile dealers exclusively. So I was doing $3 million a year, which was a lot of business in the late 60s and 70s. And they allowed me the use of my monthly premiums, which came to, I was doing like $385,000 a month. And the only one who knew about that was my brother and my accountant. And two executives, the president and vice president of the insurance company. They knew about it. And he found out they got drunk with their girlfriends one night, Jim Generali, found out through my accountant about the deal, and he tried to get the insurance company to give him my agency, or he was going to blow them in to the New York State Insurance Department, of which they could lose their license. So now it becomes a question of Ori Spado versus and Ori Spado is going to lose. But they gave me time to try to raise the money. And in the meantime, I hired a lawyer. It's all in my book, The Accidental Gangster, of what transpired, and that became my first conviction, federal conviction.
So you got indicted for?
I got indicted for mail fraud 4.5 years later. New York State grand jury found insufficient evidence to indict me. The county grand jury, and it became mail fraud. Which 4.5 years, I had 6 more months before the statute of limitations ran out. I got the insurance company to give the agency to Roy Schneiderman in Buffalo, New York, at a reduced commission in order to pay off my debt. But I still had to pay off, I forgot how much. It wasn't a whole lot of money. The $25,000 I was supposed to pay the insurance company. I was supposed to give them $100 a week while I was on probation. I never paid it. And I get a call from my probation officer downtown Los Angeles. Although my probation was out of Albany, New York, they were handling it out here. I had a month to go. He says, you got to get down here and see me. They want to violate you. I go downtown and I look at him. I said, I only got a month to go. What could happen? He said, they could put you in prison for 5 years. I said, wait a minute. I've been on paper for 5 freaking years, and they can still put me in prison? Yeah. Can you handle this? I said, let me think about it. I called People Homes Federal. Since then, they moved from Battle Creek, Michigan, to Orlando, Florida. Dick Sikora was still the president of the company. I called up. I said, Dick Sikora, please. Who's calling? Just tell him it's Ori. Dick gets on the phone. Hello, Ori. Hey, Dick, how are you? I said, Dick, I got some good news for you, and I got some bad news. I said, let me tell you the good news first. I said, my friends, you know who my friends are in New York. They're willing to give me the money to pay you off the $25,000. But there's a condition to it. They said they can get me my insurance license back, and they want me to go back into business. Now, Dick, you know where the loyalty of those dealers go? Because I'm the one they made a lot of money with. It's going to come back to me. Obviously, I can't represent your company, so I'd have to represent another company. Now, Dick, I actually don't like the cold weather back there. I said, that's the bad news. I says, so, Dick, here's what I'm prepared to do. I'll give you $1,000 today. I says, and I'll give you a promissory note personally for the balance to be paid in 5 years. Not a minute went by, I get a call from their legal department there. The head of the legal department. Ori, yeah. How far are you from Century City? I said I could walk there. They had a law firm out here. They're drawing the papers up right now. Can you go over there, sign them, bring them a cashier's check for $1,000? I said, yeah. The head of the firm saw me, had the papers. I signed them. I give him the $1,000 check. Got in the car, drove back downtown. I said, tell Waterman stick this up the rack. The debt's paid.
So let's talk about when you meet. It's interesting. You meet Sonny through Walter Fiveson.
Well,
who's Walter, and then how'd you meet Sonny?
No, I told you, Walter Fiveson was the founder of poly-glycoat.
Yeah.
So I had a condo in in Pompano Beach, Florida, and Walter was moving his office to Boca Raton, Florida. He kept calling me, hey kid, I'm getting these calls, they want to kill me. I said, Walter, nobody's going to fucking call you and say they're going to kill you. I said, if it was anybody at all and it was a serious thing, they're just going to kill you. They ain't going to tell you. You ain't going to know about it. Trust me, Walter, I know. He says, you got to stay over and find out about this. I said, oh, wait, Walter, I'll see what I could do. So I called Frank Russo. He was in upstate New York. He says, call Lou Perry. Lou Perry happened to be the guy that discovered D. Martin Jerry Lewis. He was a casting agent. I called Lou. He said, I'll make a call. Made a call, called me back. He said, I'll pick you up at your hotel at 7 o'clock. Picked me up. We went to Trattatoria Siciliana, a restaurant on 2nd and 22nd Avenue in New York. Walked in. Right away, I could tell. I look at the bar. I know I'm at a mobbed up place. And I could tell from the table, FBI, wise guys. And there's Sonny Franzese. And Sonny and I sitting down, and we're whispering to each other. I tell him what the problem is. He says he'll look into it. Frank Russo called me. I said, Frank, why are you calling me about this? You got to tell Sonny. I said, Frank, you introduced me to him. We had to meet at the Russian Tea Room. This is where I meet Sonny Franzese. When you walked in the Russian Tea Room in those days, the first booth on the left belonged to Sonny Franzese. The first one on the right was Jacqueline Kennedy's. But this was before the restaurant opened. There's nobody there but us. I'm sitting directly at the table. Walter's next to me. Sonny's directly across from me. Michael Franzese is sitting next to him. And then Frank Russo and Lou Perry sitting on chairs here in the aisle. As the conversation is going on and Walter's talking, you know, one of the rules of the sit down is to keep your mouth shut. But as they were talking, I'm looking at Sonny and I'm thinking, this guy ain't understanding what this is really about. So I said, excuse me. I said, Sonny, I don't think you understand. I said, let me put it in these terms. I said, let's suppose somebody was moving in on your territory in the Bronx, and then boom, the coldest fucking eyes you ever want. They went right through me. And I thought I was dead. And he says, don't you fucking open your mouth. Don't think for one moment that I don't know what's going on here. You're young. I'm going to forget this. Keep your mouth shut. I did. When we got all through, he sided with us because Michael was fucking wrong. Michael was the guy that was threatening. What kind of fucking gangster, Mike Franzese, that you're going to call a guy up and say you're going to kill him? What kind of gangster does that? A real gangster don't do that. A real gangster is just going to go out and kill the guy.
So what was Michael Francese's issue with
What happened was Walter gave his his brother-in-law, brought him in from Florida, and I think gave him the distributorship for Nassau or Suffolk County for poly-glycoat. we were opening up these poly-glycoat centers. And he was involved with Michael. But instead of selling poly-glycoat, they were selling some shit garbage. But they were robbing poly-glycoat warranties from the bottom of the stack out of Walter's office. How they did that, I don't know. And calling it poly-glycoat. And all of a sudden, Walter's getting all these fucking claims on warranties that haven't been issued yet. That was what it was about. It don't sound like a big deal, but it was a big deal. So now Walter's threatening to take the distributorship away. And that's why Michael was threatening Walter Fiveson. But when we left that restaurant, Sonny grabs me and walks me to the corner, 57th and Broadway. He says, "Kid, I like you. You got boss." He said, "I want you to know, you're with me. Use my name, any problem you ever have." He said, "And I want you and your family to come to my home for Christmas." I told Frank Russo, he said, Frank Russo said, "I never even been at his home." He said, "You're going there for Christmas?" I said, "I ain't going." But through the years, Sonny and I became very close.
Thanks for watching StreetTV.net. If you're not subscribed, please hit that button below and click the bell to receive alerts and notifications. Like and comment below to give us your feedback, and be sure to watch the 2 related videos to the right. If you want to support this platform or follow us on social media, visit the link in the description and listen to our weekly podcast, The Gangster Chronicles, every Thursday. And thanks for watching StreetTV.net.